Hey everybody, Wilder here, and today I wanted to talk about a game called Piczle Cross Rune Factory. Yeah, I know, it's been a while. Hi, how you doing? You look great. Nice to see you. But I'm here today because I wanted to talk about this game. I love Nonogram puzzles, like the Picross games on the Switch. You know, I just love puzzles in general. I'm a huge Professor Layton fan, by the way. I really hope they don't make the new Switch game coming, you know, like $1,000. But we're not talking about that today. Today we're talking about Piczle Cross Rune Factory. Now this game came out back in 2025, and like I alluded to, it's a nonogram puzzle game. What does that mean? It means these types of puzzles. The ones where you fill in squares on the chart based on the numbers given to you on both the left and top of the chart. Once you fill in all the correct spaces, you'll end up with an image you created, and since this is a Rune Factory game, the puzzles here are all Rune Factory based, which means the images you create are Rune Factory references. That made me super excited with my already huge love for these types of games, and my love for Rune Factory, so I was really hyped to jump into this one. Now while this game is super charming with all of its Rune Factory nods and references, when you step into the game, the first thing you'll notice is that it's very much Rune Factory 5 based. Not a bad thing, but I thought I'd let you know. All the 3D models were taken straight from 5, literally ripped from the game. This game in reality probably should have been called Piczle Cross Rune Factory 5 for the most part. Yes, like I said, there are references to other games, there's nods and such. Like, okay, so when you complete puzzles in this game, I said they're Rune Factory themed, and they are. You can complete puzzles and get images of different characters, tools, crops, weapons, equipment, monsters, there's a lot. And you unlock all this stuff and record it, all in your journal, character compendium, and bestiary. This is where you'll find information about all the characters and marriage candidates from the other Rune Factory games. You can unlock them through puzzles, but it's not much. Like, you'll see them here, you'll see their art, what they like from their games, get some info on them, but yeah, that's kind of it. Like I said before, all the 3D models, they're from 5, so this game is very heavily leading towards Rune Factory 5. Is this a bad thing? No, not at all. Like I said, it's not. If you like Rune Factory in general, then you have a cute puzzle game here. If you specifically also love Rune Factory 5, then this game will serve you even better. I'm not unhappy with this decision. You know, I just wish it could have been more of a celebration of the series than it feels. A big reason I wish this as well, though, is because of the unique things in this game that are inspired by the Rune Factory series. One of those things are the boss battles. These are puzzles you have to complete where every wrong move you make causes the boss to hit you, making the clock jump ahead. Now in regular puzzles, the timer or the clock doesn't really matter, but in boss battles, if your timer exceeds an hour, then you have to try again. And while this sounds like way too much time given to you, remember that every mistake in these fights costs you more time. So if you're not careful, some of these fights later on will really test your puzzle skills. Now when you're not doing the boss fights though, and you're just, chilling doing regular nonogram puzzles, it's super relaxing. I love throwing on a video or some music when I play this game. I've gotten through a backlog of videos just by playing this. Anyway, when you finish the boss fight or a regular puzzle, I said you could unlock stuff like crops, weapons, and you can. But they're not just for a list somewhere else in the game to go and see references for, because there's also a bit of customization here. It's not much, but there's some. You have a farm area here where you can choose the background, what types of crops you plant in your field, what monsters you can have walking around, what weapon you have equipped, which will also show up in boss fights, by the way. And you can even pick your spouse. Well, they'll just kind of hang around, but it's still cute. And although this isn't a very strong customization, like I said, I like the thought of this being here. I like having it, and I like the attempt at making it feel related to Rune Factory rather than, just the references and the puzzles. Because like I said, you have a bestiary and a character compendium where you get to go and look through the characters throughout the series, which is cool, but I'm glad we also get this bit of customization. Oh yeah, I haven't even talked about the fact that there's also a music player here, which is awesome because I love me some Rune Factory music. You can also change the music while you're in the middle of a puzzle, which is super cool and usually eliminates the need for me to pull up another screen for music because, I've already got a playlist of bangers ready to go in-game. Now, if you're worried about the difficulty side of things here, I'd say don't be. I'm not a master at nonogram puzzles or anything, even though I find them super fun, and while some of these puzzles may have stumped me for a minute or two, a lot of them were very satisfying and rewarding for the difficulty they were. Basically, they're not super hard, but they'll test you at a few spots along the way. If you do have trouble though, there are multiple settings to help you. You can turn on hints, autocorrect, there's a roulette that will fill in a line for you in the beginning, or you can just turn it all on, just turn it all on, who's stopping you? But yeah, I did have fun with this game, but it wasn't without its problems either, though. First, the resolution on the 3D models, it seems low. Like, everything almost seems really fuzzy, even though my settings have been adjusted properly. I'm playing on PC, by the way, so I've adjusted everything, but yeah, the resolution just seems really weird. But playing on PC also reminds me, this game has achievements, which I love achievements. Yeah, so you can get them, you know, except if you're playing on the Switch. Yeah, that's pretty cool, you know, if you don't get caught by any bugs. Although I haven't run into many at all personally, I did encounter one literally while trying to get footage for this video, where the right mouse button just wasn't responding, so I couldn't place X's on the graph. I tried replugging in my mouse, but that didn't work, so I had to actually close and reopen the entire game, which worked, but I ended up losing all my footage because of that, which is great. So I can't even show you the footage of me spamming the right mouse button and nothing happening. I was going crazy at it. There have also been other players who have claimed that they weren't able to complete certain boss fights due to bugs. This never happened to me, so I'm not exactly sure, but it's something for you to keep in mind. But yeah, even with all that, it's been fun, and I would absolutely recommend this to, Rune Factory fans, obviously. Again, the farm backgrounds you can pick from, the marriage candidates, it's all from 5, so, you know, like I said, don't go into this expecting a full Rune Factory celebration here. It's a little more low-key than that. I would have loved to have been able to choose your main character from the other mainline games, have more options for farms. Like, imagine unlocking and picking Zelfia to be your background. I would love that. I love 4 so much. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand why we don't have that. The assets here aren't exactly new, so they worked with what they had. I mean, they could have just slapped the Rune Factory IP onto a random puzzle game and called it a day, but I'm glad for what they did here. I'm glad for the little bits of charm here and there. Also, keep in mind, this is only $15 Canadian, probably like $10 USD. For that price, I'm surprised they didn't just phone it in. If you're looking for a relaxing puzzle game and you just so happen to like Rune Factory, then yeah, pick this one up. It may not have the most depth you'll ever find, but I think you'll appreciate what is here, because yeah, it's pretty cute, and honestly, for its price, it's really hard to beat. Also, back in October, they added a new update, which brought more puzzles. There's like over 900 puzzles in the game now, which is crazy. And yeah, these ones are based on Guardians of Ozma, so there's even more references thrown in there for you. But yeah, I've been having a super relaxing time with this one. This has been a lot of fun. But that's gonna be it for me today. Let me know what you think about Piczle Cross Rune Factory. Have you played it? Do you like these types of games? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I am gonna go play some more puzzle games. See you later.